While I'm under the bonnet of the Freelander 2, and I am going to be repeating myself because I've said this countless times on countless videos, and I'm going to link to a video down in the description below that details why I'm saying this, but please, 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 if your car's coming up for a diesel filter service, or you're doing a diesel filter service yourself, please get a decent diesel filter. Or if you're putting it into a garage, either make sure that they're putting a decent branded diesel filter on your Freelander 2, or if they will allow you, please supply them with a decent diesel filter. And the reason why I'm so passionate about this is there is so many problems of people where they're just complaining about reduced engine performance when they drive for a long period of time. And to put it in really short details, if you go for a cheap or a brand that people just don't give a bit of a nod to and say that's fine, they miss the thermostatic valve in the top of them, or they're either missing it or it just doesn't work. So basically what happens is when the car first starts up, the fuel goes round the whole system through the high pressure fuel pump into the engine, but a certain amount of it will end up, because it's been worked hard by the high pressure fuel pump, it'll be nice and warm, that gets down the leak off pipes, which heads back to the fuel filter. And while the fuel filter is cold, the thermostatic valve is open or something like that, allows diesel to drip into it to warm up the filter quicker, because a warm filter is better, and then it keeps it at a certain temperature, and by doing that it closes off the valve, which then means any fuel that comes from the leak off pipes then gets diverted back to the tank, and it continues like that until the fuel filter cools down, opens back up, you know, that sort of thing. But the problem is when these cheap or fuel filters just don't work, what happens is the diesel goes round the system, just basically keeps getting dumped into the fuel filter. The thermostatic valve, because it's not there or not working, will not stop the fuel from going into the diesel filter. So that means the diesel filter gets hotter and hotter. There's a little sensor on the way out that monitors the fuel temperature. That will notice the rise in fuel temperature, and the car's programmed that if the diesel temperature gets too hot, it turns back the power, and it keeps turning back the power more and more and more until you've basically got no more to actually go with. And that's all down to a cheap fuel filter that just doesn't work properly. Main ones that I turn around and say is go for Bosch, because 9 times out of 10 if you peel the Bosch sticker off, it'll have Perflux underneath, or Perflex, I think it's Perflux because I keep getting it wrong in videos. It'll be a Perflux branded fuel filter, and you won't pay so much for it, but you'll get the same branded fuel filter. If you can get a Perflux one, go for it, that's always safe. Coopers, I think Febby Bilstein is another one that should be safe. Just double check on forums, Facebook groups, anything like that, see what fuel filter people are reckoning. But my opinion, I always go Bosch, never had an issue. So if you can get a Bosch, go for that. I'm so passionate about that because so many people have issues and it's such a simple fix to get done. While I'm under it, I thought I'd give you that quick tip.